There's one fundamental thing that we need to set out, especially when it comes to the politics of the New Patriotic Party.
Right.
It is the fact that they are averse to principle politics, and politics rooted in sincerity and honesty to the good people of the Republic of Ghana. And that is one fundamental difference between the National Democratic Congress and that of the NPP. For the NPP, what they are experts in is how to simply abuse your arguments, misinterpret your motives, and deride your sincerity. And so they are quick at turning criticisms or legitimate criticisms of Ghanaians into accusations. That is what they have mastery over. But when it comes to governance, they are simply lacking. And I'll demonstrate why. Moro, on this table, I upheld the principle of sincerity in politics and honesty when dealing with the Ghanaian people. Nowhere have I suggested that because of the economic mess that they left behind, this government has been quite unable to release funds to many of these sectors, including the buffer stock company, to buy produce. I have made references to the fact that even in the midst of the economic downturn and mess that we have inherited and our commitment to clean that mess, releases have been made. But as a government that underscores the importance of sincerity and honesty in political discourse, I was quick to add that undoubtedly it still doesn't match up to the needed investments in the agriculture sector. That is a hallmark of honesty. That is how you are being sincere and honest to the Ghanaian people. But not for their politics. My brother was quick to assume or to proceed on the induced assumption that government, because of economic challenges, has not made any advances in these sectors. That is not true. Not long ago, you heard even His Excellency President Mahama, in line with the objectives of the Feed Ghana project, direct senior high schools in Ashanti region to buy even tomatoes from local farmers. Moro, didn't you hear that? He directed us a presidential directive, right. Not even a directive from the minister responsible for education or agriculture. That is the president who still has a handle on the entire policy rationale behind the Feed Ghana project and is committed to its implementation. Our references to the fact that there is the need for us to clean the mess is not an indication is not an indication that, look, this is a government that is interested in fishing out excuses. Absolutely not. It is rather rooted in sincerity, because we acknowledge that so much investment needs to be done in the agriculture sector. But because of the mess that you left behind, it is making it practically impossible for the agriculture sector to get all the needed investments in a single year. In this year alone. And why are we creating the impression, if not the NPP, that the manifesto that we presented to the good people of this country was a manifesto meant to be implemented in 1 year? Is that my brother's understanding of the social contract political parties sign with the good people of this country using their manifestos? Absolutely unacceptable. Another hallmark of their tradition. Cheap and deceptive politicking. And that is the reason why we need to let the NPP understand that, look, if they are interested in partnership, the NDC is open and the Ghanaian people are open. But if they are simply interested in scoring cheap political goals, this is not the time for them, because their record is not hidden. And Moro, he made references to the fact that, look, they handed over to us a very thriving economy. Quite clearly, Richard possibly was living under a different planet. Because I was even surprised he had to make reference to their domestic debt exchange program. This is a government that left us in excess of 121 billion Ghana cedis in debt. 721 in debt. This government. We are talking about a government that virtually succeeded in the last 8 years of running down state institutions, including a crucial national institution like the Electricity Company of Ghana, and got us into debt of I think about 68 billion Ghana cedis that we are still dealing with. Not to talk of the debt they left behind at Road Fund and Cocoa Board. That is your legacy. This is not lost on any Ghanaian. What you were masters in were clearly how to extort monies using these state institutions and questionable policy interventions under the guise of contributing meaningfully to national development. That is the record that you left behind. And so for us, we would not be swayed by your politics of deception intended to misinterpret our honesty and abuse our arguments, especially when it comes to being truthful to the good people of this country. And that is the reason why I will still not shy away from indicating that, look, the steps that need to be taken, the minister responsible for agriculture and His Excellency President Mahama, I'm convinced, will take those steps. But spare us this early morning sermon, Richard, okay, because your record is there of all the beautiful things you spoke about. Okay. About what you did with the Planting for Food program. What benefits? Even under you, there are still questions for your agriculture minister, and you people throw jargons at each other in this your current presidential contest. Many of your flag bearer aspirants are now those who have become official spokespersons for the good people of this country in terms of the economic record you left behind. When it comes to the agriculture sector, indeed, those of you supporting Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia have had cause to tell Brian Achampong to shut up because of the mess he left behind as far as the agriculture sector is concerned. Okay. So this is your record. Okay. We have in place a government that has shown commitment, that has indicated its willingness to clear that mess. And my brother also referenced the fact that the majority leader indicated that the presidency had directed the minister responsible for finance to make some allocations to the National Buffer Stock Company to procure many of these items. Others have raised questions as to whether indeed these quantities of grains are actually available in warehouses. Right. These are all legitimate concerns. And so if indeed you are concerned about the agriculture sector, these are facts we need to verify in terms of the quantities that they have available. All right. And we would engage in that holistic discussion as to how to take advantage of it. And that is why I called on the agriculture minister to go out there and ascertain the veracity of these claims and present a report to His Excellency the President, and be rest assured, like he directed. Okay. President Mahama will once again direct an important solution to that particular challenge that the farmers are making references to. But until that is done.
Let's move on.
Yes, but until that is done, until we move on, let me place this on record that we are advocating for a government that will not take the good people of this country for granted. We will not deceive them that many of the promises we made in opposition, we will implement in a single year. All right. We know that we have a 4-year mandate. Okay. And our steps will be guided. All right. We would ensure that by the end of that 4-year mandate, we would have a story to tell the Ghanaian people. Okay. Indeed, they themselves would be advocates of that legacy. Right. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC will leave behind. And that is our focus. All right. We will not be distracted by the petty politics of the New Patriotic Party and its associates.